We are talking about several metrics. We are talking about that, Six Sigma is all about identifying the right metric which can reflect our problem, right? Whether a failure or a success, right? And accordingly, you can consider improving it or decreasing it. If it is a success metric, then try to improve it. If it is a failure metric, try to bring it down, right? So there are no lot of metrics that are listed here. But what is crucial to your success is you must identify the metric that is very appropriate in your business. And see here, I have written something, and here these are classified into three levels, like the strategic metric, or you call it the strategic goals, tactical goals, and operational goals. When I say strategic metrics or strategic goals, or the strategic metrics will help you to understand whether your organization can achieve their strategic goals or not. So these kind of KPIs called the strategic KPIs are the KPIs of your top management. KPIs of your top management. You just by looking at the metric, you can understand market share. Tell me who will be more concerned about the market share. Is that every employee in your company will be more concerned about the market share? No, that part of the top management, maybe a CEO, managing director, right? So those people. Similarly, share price, cash conversion cycle, the time it takes for your organization to convert the resources into dollars. Cash conversion cycle has to be smaller as possible. If it is smaller, then you can, then the overhead, or what you call the investment required for the operational cost will be lower. EBITDA, earning before interest, and deduction of taxes. So these are some what you call the financial related metric. Earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation and amortization. So these are certain metrics which will make a lot of sense to the top management, and so I'm going to call all of them as strategic KPIs. Strategic KPIs are the KPIs which will reflect your organization's performance towards attainment of the strategic goals. When I call a goal as a strategic goal, it means it is very ambitious. It takes a longer time to achieve, right? And how the top management will achieve their goal? They will break down their goal into next level. Now that becomes the goals of the middle managers. The top level manager's goal will be broken down, and then now the broken down version of the strategic goals are now called tactical goals. Now the tactical goal will be the responsibility of the middle level managers. If you are handling these kind of things, you can understand you are part of the middle management, like something like the inventory turnover ratio, or number of falls detected prior to failure, maintenance cost per unit. So certain metrics, right? However, these metrics are derived from the strategic metrics only. And how the middle level managers will achieve their goal? They will again break down their goal into further level. We are going to call them the operational KPIs. The operational KPIs are something like the inventory levels, WIP, your rejection rate, cycle time, your yield rate, machine downtime. So these are all when the operational KPIs are achieved, what will happen? The tactical KPIs will be achieved. If the tactical KPIs are achieved, the strategic KPIs will be achieved. If the strategic KPIs are achieved, a strategic goal is achieved for your company. So this is how generally typically any company will work. So this is what we call it goal alignment. So the KPI which you are trying to improve at the operational level should be a KPI of interest to the middle management. Then only your boss will approve your project. And similarly, the KPI which you are trying to improve at the tactical level should be a KPI, should be a broken down version of the KPI of your top management. Then only the top management will quickly approve your project. Anyway, this goal alignment point with we will again touch in the define phase with some example. So KPIs for every segment you can come out with some KPIs only to help you understand how Six Sigma can be applied. So KPIs in healthcare, mean waiting time in an emergency department. right? In emergency ward, the patient should not wait for a longer time, isn't it? Already the patient is in an emergency condition. So you should have a process which should ensure anybody comes as an emergency case should be immediately admitted in the department. And medication errors per 1,000 treatment, patient staff ratio, or physician productivity. There are 100 doctors working, and you got to pay them the salary and many things, isn't it? So what is their productivity? We measure it, in terms of physicians productivity and percentage of outpatient revenue. Every day, what is the revenue your hospital is generating, and how much comes from outpatient, how much comes from inpatient? These are all will get you understand how your unit is performing. So likewise, you can develop the KPIs in any domain, and few things I'm highlighting. So marketing. Nowadays, everything have become digital, right? Digital marketing. All of you are here because of the digital marketing only, right? And ad click-through ratio. You might have seen our FB campaign or some LinkedIn campaign. So you could have clicked. So how good our digital campaigns are? When 100 people see our ad, how many people actually click and apply, right? This is called ad click-through ratio. More the CTR click-through ratio, more will be the number of people in your program. So something like that. So average response rate of campaign. So how frequently your ad generates a lead? Is that every single minute it generates a lead, or every 1 hour it generates a lead? Something like that. Cost per converted lead and cost per lead. Converted lead means it is not only a lead, the lead is inside the program, but it is just a lead but not inside the program. So there are two metrics which will differentiate whether a business happened or not. Similarly, the engagement rate and conversion rate ranking. How is your ad performing with respect to the similar advertisement? Like there are a lot of Six Sigma programs are happening, and there are so many similar campaigns. How is your campaign performing with respect to similar other campaigns in the country or in the particular segment? So there are some ranking can be awarded. So you can try to improvise your advertisement in such a way that your ad reaches more people. So this is how you can use Six Sigma in marketing, digital marketing. So all that depends on your ability to identify the right metric which can truly reflect your performance. And in construction department, project completion ratio. Every month you have a goal of completing few lakhs of square feet of building. Is that really happening? Like you call it project completion ratio. You call it project completion ratio or work completion ratio. And percentage of equipments downtime. When you are involved in a construction of a big apartment or something, and lot of equipments you use, how much time the equipments are not in a ready to use condition. Client satisfaction, right? Whether the specified specification your clients are able to get it in their house. So that is measured in terms of client specified criteria. On-time delivery. Always on-time delivery is an important factor in construction industry, isn't it? So the key handover day, you call it on-time delivery. And similarly in transport and warehousing, on-time shipment, cost of goods sold divided by your inventory. What is this called? Cost of goods sold divided by inventory. That is nothing but inventory turnover ratio. If the inventory turnover ratio is higher, your cash conversion cycle will be faster. It takes less time for you to convert the resources into dollars when your inventory turnover ratio is higher. Your inventory turnover ratio depends on numerator as well as denominator. What is numerator? The business, the cost of goods sold. If the marketing team is good enough to sell your product as soon as you produce, numerator will improve. As numerator improves, inventory turnover ratio improves. But if you are an operational team, so the sales and marketing is not under your control, but which is under your control? The denominator. What is there in the denominator? Inventory. So that is why we are interested in reducing the raw material inventory, reducing the work in progress inventory, and reducing the finished good inventory. Inventory in any format, inventory in any form is actually a waste. From the lean's perspective, we will be understanding that. Time elapsed from order release to the shipment confirmation. Nothing but your lead time. Customer places an order, and when he receives your item, the time elapsed between order and receipt of the item is called lead time. So lead time need to be reduced. So lower the lead time, better will be the satisfaction. And transit time, how much time your item is in transit. It is not in your factory as well as not reached your customer. So do you want the transit time to be longer or shorter?
Shorter, sir.
Shorter, right? All means you are trying to cut down your costs. All means you are trying to improve the satisfaction of the customer. All means you are trying to maximize your profit and identify appropriate metric. If you are very good at identifying the metric, then you are an asset to your company. Similarly, in IT industries, you can think of metrics like network availability, whether a network is available with respect to the demand in the particular area, or what is the gap, and the exchange server availability, data center capacity consumption, and service desk time to escalate. How much time do you take to escalate a service request to the next level? Do you want the escalation time to be longer or shorter? Needs to be. You want to solve the problem quickly means then you must the escalation has to happen at the earliest. So this is how you can measure the performance using certain number. So do you get an idea how numbers are helping you?